I don't like this. I don't like these places at all. I don't like these places. But for George, I'm here. When I met George, this was me. I was Big Daddy before I was Big Daddy because I'm from the South and you know it. Grandmama's Big Mama, Big Daddy's Big Daddy. When I played football at UCLA, my nickname was Big Daddy. Because I was a big brother and I would run you over. But when I met George in 2005, I forget who the executive producer was in the room. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I can see your face, but I don't remember your name. There were, I'm going to be a little politically incorrect if I may. There were a lot of white boys coming out the room. And these are actors in Toronto, and they were all well-known actors, and some of them were saying, what is this, acting 101? What does he want us to do? Now, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I walked in the room. I mean, I do shake y'all hands, and some of you guys do not wash your hands in the bathroom. Okay? And then you want to come up and shake my hand. I'll shake it anyway, but I want to slap you, some of you. But anyway, I go in the room, and George, there was a little office table, an office phone, and an office chair. And George said, "You are dead, but you're remembering what it's like to be alive." Now, I look at this phone, and I'm thinking, how bad do I want this job? Because I was in the bathroom and I saw these guys that didn't wash their hands, and I knew they touched that phone. So I sat there for a long time, just looking at George. Now in my mind it was 10 minutes, it was probably 30 seconds, and George said very nicely, "Are you okay?" And I nodded my head gently. Because what I was thinking was, okay, I'm going to go all the way back, but, oh man, that phone. So I sat with my back up against the wall, I put the phone on the ground, and I laid my head on the phone, and I used it like a pillow, curled up in the fetus position, and I went to sleep for a little bit. Then I woke up, and like a little baby, I got the phone, and I started playing with it. I started licking the phone, and it tasted nasty. Oh, it tasted nasty. I started licking the phone like babies do, and then I grabbed the phone, and I started beating it like babies do, and then I stood up, oh, with the chair over my head, and George went, "Oh, you got me." You know, you ever see Fred Sanford and Sanford and Son, and he goes, "Weezy, I'm coming, baby." George did one of those kind of things. But the reason why I say I kind of look like this is because when I had that audition, I was going through something, and it was amazing. It was hard, you know. I don't know if I'm going to tell you what it was. Okay, you ever get your walking papers? Anybody ever get fired from a job? Yeah, you have, right. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or a month before that, I was in LA for pilot season, and I hear a knock on the door. And I'm thinking, nobody know I'm here. And I don't answer my door if I don't know you're coming, by the way. And it was FedEx. And inside that envelope was a letter from a lawyer. And after 26 years of marriage, I got a letter saying, "I don't want your ass no more." Well, okay. So when I got to the audition, when George said, "You are a zombie and you're coming back to life," that's what I was in that chair. I was dead on the inside because I didn't see that coming. There was a book, when one door closed, another door opened, and I'm sitting there, and I have to thank my ex-wife. I ain't got no more money, so you ain't getting no more money now. But I like to think that my ex-wife knew that this movie was coming out, and she thought, I know I need money for a long time, and there's no way he's gonna get this job unless I hit him with it right now. So when she hit it with it then, I'm standing there, and 2 weeks later, George asked me if I wanted to part, and I like to golf. I'm not very good, and I want to go to a couple celebrity golf tournaments. So I asked George, like an idiot, when are you shooting? Because I got a couple of golf tournaments I got to attend. George very kind of just looked at me and just shook his head like, Lord help this boy. But he told me, and I did the job. And I remember George never really gave me direction so much as he was so generous that he allowed, if you had an interpretation, he allowed you to just try it. And I would try some things, and like a little kid, I thought George was, to me, was like a big brother. And I would look at George, thinking, do you like it? And George had this way of not really telling you no, but you kind of knew that he didn't like it. He kind of like look off. I'm going, okay, he don't like that. But when he did like it, his face would light up, his eyes would light up. And then one day there was this horrendous scene where I was going to a very, very dark place to get the scene right. And George liked it, and they said, we have a technical difficulty, we'll be right back. So I've got my back turned, and I'm getting in the scene, and that was Jamaican friend going, man, don't do that, brother, you're moshing me up. And after about a half hour, I'm thinking, this is hard, this is hurting too much. When are we going to shoot this dang thing? And I look up, everybody was gone. I was like, I thought y'all said y'all gonna shoot that thing again. And I wanted to ask George, but it wasn't his place. It was the second AD. Is there any second ADs here? Your job is to let us know when you ain't gonna shoot that dang thing no more, so we don't keep doing that work. But George, I love George. I don't drink, but went up to George's room at a convention, and George offered me something to drink. And I just figured I got to drink with the man. So I drank one beer. I'm a silly drunk. I'm a stupid drunk. I should never get drunk. So I drank about 3 beers, and I was laughing. And George, the coolest thing about George for me was he had this sense of, you just liked being around him. You just loved, I loved his presence. And I was always calm around George, but I was also very protective around George. I used to be an executive bodyguard, and I took people like, I went on tour with people like Joan Baez and Bob Dylan's and the Reuben Carter thing, and whenever I saw George, I went into executive bodyguard mode. Very few people really knew it, but I was watching him and I was watching them. And when he and Susie would be out there, I was always kind of hovering a little bit just to make sure he was okay, because Big Daddy is in here for real. If you mess with George, I would hurt you. So I want to rest in peace, George. I love you. This was very, very hard for me. I did my crying in the car. I was supposed to, if there's somebody you say you're going to get together with them, get together with them. Because I was going to get together with Susie and George, and, we're busy and across paths. You keep thinking, we'll call them next week, and we'll call next week, and next thing you know, there is no next week. So if they're people you love, let them know often. If you think about them, give them a call. And if you're going to get together with somebody, do it. Whenever I think of George, it's just like that, sunshine. And I'm so glad he chose me, and he gave me a vehicle to pay my ex-wife. I got 2 more years and
That was a 2 tough acts to follow. Well, this is something, from my point of view, this is something. We'd have to talk people into working with us, and when we started, we had all kinds of ruses that we used. And this voluntary surrender, this is great. I have no idea how I feel at this point. This is not the strangest experience I've ever had. and I've had quite a few. But there's like strings going from these eyes out there. I can tell that, coming back to me, and I help going up the line. The music that you were listening to was, of course, one of George's favorite albums. It's from the soundtrack to the animated film called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which was about a bird. And we loved the idea of flying, and the music has a flying quality to it. I hope we play it more. It'll get into you. George played that music constantly when he was writing the film Night Riders. And I thought he surrendered it to me and never listened to it again, but Suzanne tells me he was hearing it up into his last, even unto his last days. So it's special music. Music and flying are what I kind of remember most about George. We flew a lot of paper airplanes. We didn't have any business. Our business was the art of learning how to make movies. Not the technical side, but how to free the mind to let that art come into us. So we flew balsa wood airplanes. We flew them over the buildings, nights in Pittsburgh, downtown in the summer. We had rocket launcher airplanes, we had wind-ups, and we just watched them. And that movement got into us somehow. And you could hear it in the music. And it was, to me, the way George lived his life in a sweeping, soaring, big manner. And he taught me that. He taught me to live in that, what we would call the Mike Todd way, where you just were never down and you kept going. And never saw George back off anything. I was asked recently,